Hey guys, this morning was my retrieval. Everything went great. We got 12 mature eggs. My wife calls it the lucky dozen. um, and tomorrow I will be finding out like what grade they are. I guess like they be different quality, but everything went well. So I'll just walk you through the process. When I got there, I signed in. I got to change into my paper gown. You take everything off, including your socks, everything. No jewelry, no makeup, no perfumes. And I fasted since midnight the night before. It was hilarious. I was having pizza at 11:30 at night. And you then your partner can stay dressed, everything, just again no perfumes, and they give them a gown and a hat and little booties, so you'll have booties for your feet as well, so you're not walking around barefoot. And then they go over your allergies. They go through the entire process, what to expect. You sign off on a waiver so you know everything going in beforehand. And then they hook you up to an IV, and then they make sure you empty your bladder before the procedure, because if your bladder does fill up during the procedure, then you have to get a catheter, in which case you'll have to have cranberry juice for 2 to 3 days following, so you don't get a UTI. Then you walk into the operating room. You're up on the table, and so your feet don't go in the stirrups. It's actually your like calves that lay on the stirrups, which was much more comfortable. They have embryologists that are in the second room they keep like a window open, and they had a big screen on the TV, and you can actually see inside your ovaries, and you can see the follicles themselves and see like the needle going in and extracting the eggs, and they count them as you go. But yeah, you when you're laying on the table, then they start the medications. They give you oxygen through little tube. They monitor your heart. They put two things here, like the circle pad things. They have one monitor on your finger, and then blood pressure on your arm. They'll make sure that they ask your weight beforehand, so they know how much medication to give you. I felt no pain whatsoever, just pressure. I could feel everything externally, like I could feel like touching my skin, but nothing internally, only pressure. Your partner is able to be there the entire time. I was It was funny because they asked me like if I could feel the medication yet, and I was like no. And then I looked up at the ceiling, and it looked like the black lines between the ceiling tiles were like zooming, and I was like, yeah, so a little bit. And then I had like weird, like odd daydreams. I daydreamed that I was cooking with a wooden cutting board on the stove, which was hilarious. And then I told all the nurses, and then I told everyone in there, I was like, you guys are all rock stars. What you do is amazing. So clearly I was in a good place, like very calm, very mellow, which was great. After everything was done, they let us know how many we had, and then I got taken to go sit down, and at that time they gave me a bottle of Gatorade, cookies, and I had to go pee. So that was like the things that I had to do before I go. Oh, also before I went into the operating room, they gave me 800 milligrams of Advil, just to start with the pain prevention, I guess. Yeah, I sat there. I didn't feel any like nausea, no nothing. I was talking to my wife, just feeling excited, and like the drugs wore off pretty fast. Like by the time I got outside, I was good to go, and I left, I think probably 20 minutes after my procedure. Like I was barely there for any length of time. And they give you a pad as well, because you're going to be shedding like a little bit of spotting. And then they give you an aftercare sheet, so it lets you know. So for myself, I'm going to be taking 2 different medications. I'll list them below for the next 10 days, just to make sure that I don't get OHSS, which is ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome, just to bring my hormones back to baseline. So that's for 10 days. I'm going to be having a liter of Gatorade for 10 days, and liter of Gatorade, V8, and Ensures, just to get the proteins into me as well, and to make sure that everything heals up properly, and that my body has everything that it needs, just get everything back to normal. As well, I can't, there's no drinking, no depressants for the next 48 hours. They also said you have to avoid intercourse for the next following 2 weeks, but that is strictly penetration, just because of risk of infection. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. They also give you a list of symptoms, if you experience any of them, to call in and receive to get medical attention immediately. Fever, extreme heavy bleeding. So if you're bleeding through your pad like every hour, then that's it. Like, obviously there's something wrong. They also asked me to keep track of my weight every day for the next 10 days, and to be measuring around my waist for the next 10 days, just because every individual who's going through these, they're putting you on hormones that are stimulating you consistently. So they want to make sure that you don't get OHSS. And unless you're going in daily to be monitored, like, it's hard to notice the symptoms without like checking like extra bloating or anything like that. It's good to keep an eye on it. But yeah, the Retrieval was a complete success. I am so excited, and I'm looking forward to updates on fertilization. I might make one more video just to let you guys know when I feel all healed up. I've been on the couch all day watching Lord of the Rings with my hot pack on my belly. Just felt sleepy. Again, no nausea, no nothing. But yeah, it was a success. Okay, thanks, bye.